What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back in. Chase Games here, and today's video is what to orb up first. Okay, yes, I just did a tier list video. What kind of went over this, but I wanted to make one that was a lot more about priority, urgency, if you will. And sorry, Smokey wants to be in the way. We have Smokey with us today, guys, and she just loves being handled. Anyway, this is more about priority, obviously, and I feel like there's a lot of new players that want to hear this. Also, the tier list video was pretty popular, so hopefully this gets some clicks too. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Anywho, by the way, if you have questions, again, I say this in all my videos now, ask me in the comments or jump in whenever I'm live. If nobody comes in and asks me questions or comments on anything while I'm live, I just, sit there playing with myself quietly. So, playing by myself, sorry. Anywho, so, who do you orb first? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say White King. Is he the most powerful unit in your box? No, maybe not. But you're going to get him awakened really fast. Okay. Unless you're talking about, like, you just started and you put all your resources in one banner and or got lucky, etc. Once you have White King, okay, you're going to start getting awakening copies of him consistently, okay? Unless you're very unlucky. Okay. Also, he has one of the better leader perks in the game. Although I will tell new players right now, don't freak out about leader perks, okay? They are small. This is a 10% spell power potency. The community, I feel like, just got over about 5 minutes ago oh, do I do a spell team or do I do a melee team? You don't. It's fucking stupid, okay? It's a 10% perk. You use your best units in a team. You use the units that are right for the stage, okay? The leader perk is a small bonus. It's a small bonus, guys. Do not get caught up in the trap of thinking that you need to build a team around a leader skill. If the leader skill affects 2 or 3 of your units, that's good. That's a good use of the leader skill, okay? Anyway, he's got a great wisdom score, okay? The equipment, small perk, the equipment you get from the leader, the battle roads is amazing on him. All right, and Swoosh is very useful. All right, he's got a strong spell. Okay, I find Swoosh, whoosh type element to be very useful. You're gonna get copies on him. He's got a darn good leader skill. Yeah, orb him up. All right, now the point of this list is to let you know which things to do first. So, of course, let's go and throw that out the window because honestly, it's a 3-way tie for number 2. But I did put them in this order. I'm going to say Sorrow of Stark Zoma. Whichever one you already have an awakening copy on any is your first choice, okay? And I kind of feel like Zoma goes before a Stark, but I don't have an awakening copy on my Stark yet. I haven't truly been able to witness his OP-edness, okay? Mine is 0 awakening, so his attack is like... His attack stat is not that high right now, okay? But he has this amazing underworld / ability. I've seen things... He messes things up just leveling with that. That can wipe out half a battlefield sometimes. Okay, Imperial Strike is just... It's kind of like Psy Cannon on Zoma, okay? It's just going to deal awesome damage to everything. And then Dark Flames. Dark Flames is not irrelevant. It is still the same type as his Underworld Slash. It's another Zam move, but it's a Cone Breath attack, okay? And he's got 3 movements, so he's going to hit something the first turn, even if it's not with one of his physical abilities. Here's the thing with this guy, though, is besides the fact that he puts out some great damage, and I've heard it's amazing, I haven't gotten to test him at max level much. I'll put a video out on him when I get his Awakening copy. Apparently, when he gets an Awakening, his perk is, like, when he gets reduced below half health, he regens a big bit of health, and it just makes him unstoppable for the most part. From what I understand, again, I'm going more on hearsay with this guy because all I've done is level him so far. I just put a bunch of scrolls in him the other day to use him in Arena, and he got crit by Elena, turn 1. I was ranked 123 in Arena this week, and I took a crit on the third battle of the second to last day. So, really, thank God I wasn't live, because I think I would have cried and thrown a temper tantrum. For those of you that see me live a lot, not much of an exaggeration. I throw a lot of temper tantrums. All right, that's number 4. Number 5. Now, keep in mind, while I'm going through this is based off my experiences, my box. I do have most of the S units. The ones I'm missing are bad. I'm missing Dread Dragon and Kirill. I don't think much of Kirill, and Dread Dragon is shit. And there might be one other one. Oh, Deborah. Deborah is actually very good, but, well, it'll come up to a minute. Anyway, if you have this guy, all right, anyway, what I'm going on is, if you have some of these good boss and hero units, and they've got a couple of awakenings in them, they can move further up the list. I mean, Elena, I think Elena is too fragile, okay? But that was testing her at, like, level 90 or 100. Maybe she's better at 110, but here's the thing. In Arena, she'll do some damage, but she's probably going to get killed, especially since her Trailblazer puts her in the enemy back row a lot of the time, okay? She is a glass cannon. So I'm going to... speaking about Elena, okay, Frizz users. There's so many Frizz users, but which ones do you bring? I don't suggest Elena. I don't suggest Hybrid, 2 units that I put 2 orbs into. Kind of regret it now. Although Hybrid is, he's a situational unit. He definitely has use. Don't sleep on Hybrid. Dragonlord is my favorite character, okay? But I don't really like him in Arena, although maybe I'll test him again at 110, because I think you're going to have to rely on his Kafriz a lot more than Hellfire Blast, especially the first round. So maybe he'll be better at 110, but he's 65 points. And then Hellion is my favorite A rank, almost. Well, probably. At least he was. I'm getting... God, guys, he just can't hang as much anymore, okay? Hellion is a fantastic thing that can one-shot so many things in Arena, but he's also just the definitive glass cannon. So who do you bring for Frizz? Well, if you've put it together yourself, that's not the right button. Yes. Dragonlord True Form, okay? He's got that big Frizz cone breath attack. Okay, fire. It's not. I always call it fire breath, but it's actually just fire. One word, fire. Like share. One word. Fantastic. One of the reasons I put him so high up on this list, I find myself constantly bringing him in Arena. And yes, he does. All right, here's why. Let me just spit it out. He doesn't need awakenings for his fire breath, for his fire skill to be good. Okay. His perks and stats, for those of you that don't know already, okay, new player lesson here, Breath, and Marshall for that count in this point, are not affected by stats at all. Only level, okay? So, you can have weapons that have element perks on it that help him, although for him, usually they have to say Breath as well, okay? Because most things point out Spell, Physical, Martial, Breath. So if there's some Frizz Breath things like what you get off Orochi or Namzo's Dagger, guys, get Namzo's Dagger, even if you don't have Namzo. I have Namzo too, okay? What I'm excited about with Namzo's Dagger is I put it on my True Form because it's going to boost up his breath attack. Anyway, his Awakening perks don't affect fire at all, okay? Your level 110 Zero Awaken True Form is going to do just as much damage with fire as anybody that has him fully awakened. His awakenings go towards his tailspin, okay? And so they're going to give him more strength. They're going to make his tailspin stronger. His first one is an automatic attack boost, 1 stage, for the first 3 turns, I believe, which is very good, okay? So it's going to make him like a double threat, kind of. He can go and do Fire Breath, or he can go do Tail Swing. And I still get use out of Tail Swing, but... okay, until I get some awakening perks on him, he's just Fire Breath for me. And he's fine. That is what you're bringing him for. It's just Tail Swing is really nice to have too. So I put him as number 5. I just bring him all the time. He's fantastic. He will get better with awakenings, but his Fire Breath is going to stay exactly the same. So it's for a new player especially, orb him up. Okay, number 6. Okay, again, I said I didn't have Deborah, but she is included on this list, kind of. I'm just going to say your bride in general. First of all, I mean, it's probably one of your favorite units if you're a DQ5 fan at all. I know there are a lot of thirsty assholes in here. Okay, you got your waifu. Congratulations. I would probably put her first. Now, for a new player especially, okay, I see the most value in her already. You can make arguments for the other brides, and they're very good arguments, and I can believe them. But for a new player, let's admit, hands down, if you just started, Nera, hands down, is the best bride. Why? Because she has 2 different A-rank spells of different abilities, and the best single target heal in the game. Just for grinding through story, for any tough content right now, if there's a weakness to one of her elements, or she needs, or you need a healer, she's just fantastic, guys. Arena, if you're a more experienced player, or if you have other options in Arena, maybe she's too expensive for 65 points. I used her a lot this last week in the Unlimited week because it didn't matter, and her heal was useful sometimes. She's very slow, though, and her wisdom score actually is not amazing. That's actually not always that big a deal. But mine doesn't have an Awakening copy either. She's just going to keep getting stronger. But anyway, I would say that your bride is the next choice because, you know, on the thing of Awakening copies, I don't find the other heroes to be that good. I mean, right now it's the DQ3 heroes. No, sorry. The DQ5 bride heroes or the DQ4 ones. I don't like Elena and Kirill. Like I said, maybe I'll change my mind on Elena, but I think that the brides are clearly better than the DQ4 heroes. So we will get the DQ2 ones. They look pretty good too. But right now, your hero fragments can easily go towards your bride of choice, okay? So as soon as we get a couple more fragments, I'm very close. I'm not going to use my Master Medals. I think Master Medals should go towards boss units. Because they're just always the best right now. Clearly better than everything else right now. I'm going to use them on Nera, alright? So your bride will get your hero fragments first. So anyway, that's number 6. Let's go on to number 7. Okay. I'm going to say, that's right, Halberdsaurus. Stupidest name of unit ever. Alright, because for a lot of you guys, for a long time, he's going to be your only fully awakened S rank if you do Arena regularly. Mine's only at 3. I just got him to 3. I think I'm 2 more copies away from... I only just got 3, so I'm not even... Still weeks away from Awakening 4. He's fantastic. He's got that... he's got a Sizz breath attack, which Sizz is pretty rare. If you don't have Deborah, he's the only S rank user in the game because Dread Dragon does not count. He's just fucking worthless. So he's the best Sizz rank caster outside Deborah. Caster user. And he does that big cone breath attack. Okay? One of my favorite... kind of something I'm testing out. Why I orbed up my... my Nightclubber is I think there's probably going to be an Arena team that focuses in the future on just breath. Okay, just these big cone attacks. Okay, which Ultra Stomp on Nightclubber is not a it's not a breath attack, but it's essentially the same. It's a big cone damage thing, and it does decent damage. Although it's not going to one shot many things unless it crits. Anyway, my Nightclubber, you'll notice that he is orbed. If you have yours fully awakened, maybe you want to think about it. Maybe I've sold you on him, but I'm not going to put him on this list. But Nightclubber, I think, is going to do some work. His leader skill is also 20% beast physical. That is not to be disregarded. If you're on a physical team, there are a lot of good beast units, okay? Juliante, Halberdsaurus. No, I'm sorry. Hellion is what I meant. There's some good beast units, good physical beast units, but I'm not going to talk about him anymore right now. Anyway, it's another great breath user. I find him and my true form being brought a lot. I've gotten some use out of my Halberdsaurus at only 1 orb. I'm just waiting on some more goddamn irises to drop, and then I'll get him to S6. I have an orb for him, just don't have any irises. Okay, and then let's talk about, like, after this, you know, Baramos. Don't believe anybody memeing about Baramos. He's fantastic. If you have a few Awakening copies on him, get him orbed up. You know, you could put him above these other guys if you have Awakening copies on them and you don't have any of these guys, or maybe they're 0 awaken. If you got a couple on him, he's a very good unit, okay? Let me see. I'll tie these in before. There are let's just point out real quick that in a few months, it's not something you should worry about now because orbs are slowly becoming more free-flowing. So it's definitely not worth investing now. Value of orbs now is going to keep getting lower, thank God. Metal Dragon, Squidzilla, Prism Peacock, and Great Dragon are all going to get talent blooms in a few months, 2, 3, 4 months, that make them significantly better. Prism Peacock's probably going to be the bottom of that batch, but in terms of general pool S ranks, they're going to be amazing. I know some people already like Great Dragon. I'm relatively low on him. I definitely don't think that he's worth an orb, but maybe if you have your Fully Awakened and you like him and you like doing the breath teams, maybe. Although keep in mind that his leader skill is for dragons. It's not going to help your true form, even though he is a big old dragon. He's a boss unit. Metal Dragon is probably going to be my favorite out of the blooms. He gets to be pretty cool. Okay, but yeah, anyway, Namzo. Namzo's another one. I think he needs an Awakening copy. I think he absolutely needs an Awakening to get orbed. But if you did happen to get one with tickets, paid once only, whatever, if you got him, go ahead and orb him. He's probably amazing. He could be like, one of these top 4 up here. Okay. What is number 8? I'm cheating a little bit here. Okay, again, your best 50-pointer. Okay. Once you have all these units like this awakened, maybe your good boss units. All right, here's a thing that you should take from this list. Be careful orbing too many boss units if you're worried about arena. If you like doing well in arena, you need to have good 50-pointers, okay? Which means, you could even bump down your bride. I don't know how good the brides are in arena. Okay, Halberd Saurus is amazing because he is a 50-pointer. It really helps him a lot, and the Sizz thing. True Form is just so good. These guys are all very good, okay? And White King's a 50-pointer as well. That's another reason he's up there. These 4 units here are all good enough to justify being 65 points. I don't know if the bride is. But anyway, you find yourself a lot of weeks. You're bringing Sorrow, you're bringing Zoma, a Stark. You've got all these 65-point units, and then what do you bring for 50? Okay, I would bring my White King, and then that left me with, it's a huge problem with Dragwar and Lionheart is that they are Wish Element. They're strong units, they're great, and whichever one you have awakened more is probably worth orbing and bringing. But because they're also Whoosh and you should have White King, I put them farther down. If you have Royal Reptile at least, I'm gonna say like 2 Awakening, or if you're just new, if you have him at least 1 Awakening, okay, orb him up. He is great at taking out Zomas. He's resistant to crack, and he has a great zap ability. Right now, other than Bianca, who again is 65 points and brand new, you might not have her. Before Bianca came out, he was literally the only A rank. He had the only A rank zap move. Zapple is a terrible spell. The B rank spell Zapple, it's terrible. It doesn't even have AoE. Okay, Zapple is terrible. You can't count an A rank caster with the B rank spell as covering a zap weakness in arena. It's just, it's only Royal Reptile other than Bianca. But Bianca's 65 points, and you might not have her. Royal Reptile is probably the top of my list of 50 pointers. Hybrid. Hybrid is okay, but he's very weak, and he doesn't really have the damage output for arena. If you're looking for a good 50-pointer for arena, again, I'm not going to go on. I've talked about him enough in other places and a little bit here. Don't sleep on Nightclubber. He's just a good all-around unit, especially if you're not going against casters. If you're picking an enemy with only like 1 caster, he's gonna be fantastic because physical skills. Unless he's weak to him, he's gonna take like no damage. Let me just point him out at full awakening. He does have the beast armor on him here. 704 defense. Okay, you're gonna want to put your flail destruction on him because he needs the attack. But guys, he's doing respectable damage and just isn't gonna take any significant damage from melee attacks. Okay, so don't sleep on that. Behind him for 50 pointers, It's not an arena thing, but I find my Emperor Slime is very good with one orb in him. I just put one orb in him. He gets a lot more, I feel like I get a lot more out of him. And I never find myself wishing that he was stronger or had more MP. I'm not running out of MP with him because with one Awakening he has sporadic MP regen. If you can afford it for PvE, I really like one orb on Emperor Slime. Killing Machine, I'm just not big on, but he is a fine unit. But yeah, 50 pointers, it's really... Juliante is also... If you got Juliante, she is a fantastic 50 pointer. I'm going to put her Royal Reptile, the two Whoosh users, Dragwire, and Sly and Heart, and Nightclubber. Honestly, if you have a lot of copies of Nightclubber, really consider him for a good 50 pointer. Okay. And I think that's about it. Great Troll, I know Nib liked his Great Troll. If you're fully awakened on him, maybe try him. I haven't been able to test him out. Also, for Arena, I've heard that Queen Slime is actually amazing for 50 points. I just have not had the inclination to orb her up. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I know it's not exact answers. There's no exact answers. It depends on your box, okay? If you're up between one... If you got a choice between two different things, ask me in the comments, ask me in a live stream. Okay. Good luck, guys, and I will be back. I will see you soon. Thank you.